Good morning, everybody. Today is March 10th, 2021, and we are going to be taking a look at gold, silver, the S&P 500, and Bitcoin. Looking at gold on the daily, gold is bouncing as a correction. However, I think that it can go all the way to this midpoint on this channel before being rejected and coming back down to retest setup trend and potentially make a bottom at the bottom of this channel inside of this consolidation box. Going over to the weekly, you can see that we did have a print on our 9, so we have our 9 candle, and where I'm looking for is a 9 close at the end of this week above this green line. If we get that, I think we can have a 1 to 4 candle correction on the weekly, putting us all the way up to at least this yellow line. Going over to silver. Silver is tracking just like gold. You're having a 1 to 4 candle correction. Your bottom came in about 3 candles too early. However, this strong 8 has reset the count, and now if this red 1, if this 1 wants to turn into a 9, you have to 1, 2, 3, 4. You have to close all the way down here at 25.347. I don't see that happening in the next 6.5 hours unless something catastrophic goes on with the silver markets. So I am expecting a close above this yellow line, which means I'm expecting a retest of this red over here. I think we have enough momentum to either get all the way back up to the body of these candles, or we are going to be rejected back to the downside. The RSI has broken back above the long-term trend that we've been in since the ultimate correction, and that was back in September of 2020. And that move has basically been intact on the RSI. The only time we've broken down has been in this movement right here. That is extremely bearish. If we close above this, however, I will assume that we still have enough room to basically ride this to the upside, and our trend can continue. I would like to see a retest, however, of this ascending trend line that we broke down from. That hasn't happened yet, but we haven't had any proper prints. This is more of a consolidation. There's not really anywhere to go. Your entry for a short trade was this 2 going below the wick of this 1 on the weekly. This 3 candle is not giving you a good entry. This 3 candle, as long as it closes below the midpoint of the body of this 2 candle, I think we are going to accelerate to the downside and come back and test this moving average down here, which is a 50 period on the weekly. All right, going over to the S&P 500. The S&P 500, to me, on first glance, is looking pretty good. This isn't the best looking candle. However, I do like the fact that we have a nice close above the midpoints of these 2 candles, and that's important to me. That tells me that we do have potentially more upside ahead of us, even though this is a bearish looking candle. The RSI is looking good. We're not diverging. We are following a trend upwards. This is all looking good right here. That's all intact. We did diverge just the tiniest bit off the bottoms. So this kept going up and this started to go down just a hair, but we haven't made a new high yet. So I'm not too concerned with this area yet. I think we can print another high. I think that's pretty likely, especially with another round of stimulus checks coming. All right, now taking a look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin is looking amazing on the weekly. The weekly chart is looking so beautiful. I think we are going to be above 60,000 by end of week, and that means Sunday. I think by Sunday we'll be above $60,000. We had a massive 1 week pullback, which was this 4 candle, and it was roughly, I think, 25%. 25%. So we had a 25% pullback right here on this 4 candle. We've basically recovered all of that in 2 weeks. We bounced off of the 7 period moving average, and we're continuing our uptrend. The daily chart is looking even more beautiful, and the reason for that is we got rejected, and I remember seeing this yesterday, is we came up, we touched, and we got rejected on this top of this channel. We came all the way down, and we've made the full recovery within the daily candle. Now, as long as the body of this 5, as long as this 5 candles body is completely above the channel, I become a raging bull. Now this channel is drawn as tight as possible, and this is the most candle touches I can get out of this channel. So I'm going to consider this the break. I'm considering this the breakout of this channel. If I was breakout trading this moment, and I'm not, I'm still in from back here. I haven't even budged. I haven't made any moves on my entry from here. I didn't take profit here. I didn't come back and re-enter down here. I have been very consistently sitting here at my entry point, and my stop losses will probably be set after the confirmation of the break of this the second time. And then I think it's off to the races. And looking through, because we're on a 5 now, and this 5 is looking extremely bullish, I do want to see the volume on this 5 candle higher than this 4. I do like that we're almost in the overbought territory, but we're not quite there yet. The MACD is flipping to the positive side, and the RSI is still trending up. The 4-hour chart I am liking even more. The 4-hour had consolidation at this red line, a failed breakout followed by a sell-off, which I did see. Basically what I wanted was a retest of this trend line, and that's close enough for me to say that we retested the trend. And now a move to the upside with a swing above the previous wick. We are looking so bullish that it's not even a joke. The other thing to note is look how beautifully this little section on the RSI called the rejection. As soon as we tipped into this red zone on the RSI at this one candle, we wicked higher. We did. I could see my trading scheme would tell me on the DeMark this would be a green 2, going above a green 1, going above the 9. That's why I don't mechanically trade the DeMark system. And this would tell me not to go in. This would tell me we are too overextended, we need to pull back. We pulled back, and we came right back up, but we pulled back in such a beautiful way because we're still in the bullish zone. And we're retesting this long-term trend from the bottom. These are all great. These are all great bullish signals for me. The MACD has basically been slowly trending up. There's nothing else to say. It's really, really positive. And my RSI is, I would say, in one of the most bullish positions it can be in is this little area right above the overbought section. Now, if we tip into the red zone again, I will get a little bit concerned, but because we've done this before, which is where we've come in, we've tapped the red zone, and then we've had our pullback, and then we basically we skyrocket. So I'm expecting this. I am expecting a repeat of this move right here to occur right here. I don't know if it's going to be the same for a volume move, but I can just take a fib extension off, let's say, this bottom right here to here and here, and see where so we've got a little bit above the 100%. All right, so we hit the 100% target. And let's just see where, if we're going to do that game, where I think we can go. I think it's going to be 62. So 100% puts us at 59, and the 141 puts us at 62. So I'm looking at the 141 as a potential target on this. I think we can be I think we're going to be 60,000 very, very shortly if this is going to play out the same way as this did back here. So I'm going to be keeping a close eye on that. I'm going to see if we're going to basically bounce into this overbought region, and I'm going to be extending these out. These overbought regions are not my personal favorite. However, they are going to make this area very important to me. Is there anything else that we're looking through? Oh, I guess we'll look at GME for a second. So GME is looking really good. We did manage to get a trading price over $300. GME is gap opening, so GME is not giving you good entries. This little tiny gap right here is probably going to need to be closed, so it could happen tomorrow. That is something that's likely. Earnings or reports are at the end of the month, so until then, I think GME is going to be in a bull run. And I don't see any reason for it to slow down. It's looking more and more bullish. Just from a TA perspective, this move is pretty significant. I want to call them 3 white soldiers, but because of the wicks, I'm not going to. If they didn't have wicks, I would think that this is like a 3 white soldiers pattern, and it's going to set you off for a parabolic move. But I think tomorrow's candle could be a gap closure right here, followed by more movement to the upside. If you close this candle above the midpoint of this 7 right here, I think that invalidates the gap closure on the 3. And what you'll end up doing is you'll probably have another gap open on the tomorrow, but on the upside. So you'll start making multiple gaps in this trade. We'll see what happens with the hedge funds. I don't believe that they liquidated their positions. I think they may have lied and said that. I think they're still holding. And so now that the prices are creeping up, I think that we're going to see some more panic, and CNBC is going to be a fun time to watch. All right, everybody, have a wonderful day, and I will talk to you tomorrow.